Amy, are you guys here today?
We were, but we canceled because we didn't have any candidates.
Oh, wow. Got one here.
Well, you're more than welcome to go over.
Okay.
Yeah, just okay. Let me
Oh, yeah. Oh,
You want me to email Laura and get something scheduled?
yeah. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Awesome. And if she can't, can you CC me? I'll just say if she can't.
When I start, I'm gonna hand it over to you, and then I'll go in and I'll email her to get it started.
There's nothing work involved. It's just my own.
Yeah, that's fine.
But that's good. DB and Sue. Well, yeah. We want you to be well.
Yeah, I don't know if she's going to time on that.
Yeah. I'm more than my wife.
Not for him. Morning, it's 6:30. This week's code of conduct is work in an environmentally conscientious manner. Safety news, we have 271 days without an injury case that resulted in days, away from work. And this morning, I'm Amy from PT 360.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy Valentine's Day. All right, we're back to joints. So we're gonna do ankle sprains. It's open fall season. We have ice, the snow, so I figured this might be appropriate. Kind of some fun facts. Ankle has 26 bones plus your tibia and fibula, your two long bones here, and 33 joints. That's a lot of articulations in a little foot. And compared to the knee and the hip, which everyone probably has some arthritis in them, the ankle, unless you've had some major trauma, usually doesn't get arthritic, which is good news. So you guys know like the anatomy picture. So here's the anatomy of your ankle. There's a lot going on here. So this is the long bone on the outside. This is the big long bone in the middle. It forms this little mortise here and articulates with this talus here. So that's how your foot goes up and down for the most part. Then here's the foot. Tons of bones in your foot. This allows for side to side motion, little front and back motion, the grabbing of your toes. All these are really important to move normally. If you lose motion at any of the major areas through all these 33 articulations, you could have some big problems. And then ligaments. So ankle sprains occur in ligaments. Ligaments connect bones together. So all these guys here, these are all ligaments. In adults, we usually sprain our ankles. So we usually injure one of these ligaments, whether it's just it pulled a little bit or it fully tore in half. Those we don't usually like. This is the inside of the ankle. This is the big one here. If you injure the inside of your ankle, is that guy. But you see all these other little ones here. And this is the outside of your ankle. This right here is where we usually tear if we tear the outside of the ankle. This here, your ATFL, that's the most torn ligament in your ankle. So if you've rolled your ankle, you've most likely sprained or stretched that one, followed by this one here and this little one in the back. So sprains can occur if you saw those pictures, the front of your ankle, inside or outside. I just used some of those terms, ATFL and CFL, or words if you've ever gone to the doctor that you might hear. Those are on the outside of the ankle. High ankle sprains or syndesmotic sprains are sprains you don't really want. That's on the front of your ankle. So that's if you came off, say you're jumping off of a truck and you came down really hard, and you felt a ton of pain in the front of your ankle, that might be a syndesmotic sprain. Those are a little bit longer in healing time. We usually don't sprain the inside of our ankle. It's pretty uncommon. If you do, you're usually fracturing something with it. That big ligament you saw is pretty strong. You might hear the terms grade 1 to 3 in your tears, and it's based on the severity of the tear, not how many of the ligaments you tore. So grade 1 is you just pulled it a little bit. Give it a week or so, you'll probably be good. Grade 3 is you just tore that in half. That ligament's shot. And you have to work on other things to get that stability back. It's not going to heal itself, turn back into that ligament again. You might get some scarring down of that. Good thing, most ankle sprains don't require surgery. Just by paying attention to your symptoms, doing a little TLC can go quite a long way. So high ankle sprain, the one I just described, usually coming down, jumping and kind of missing your landing. And if you get a little rotation of your ankle going outwards, that'll usually contribute to that as well. So if the bottom of your foot's going the one way, your two long bones are going the other, and you get this torquing motion, that's what tears those. And then everyone probably knows, because most of you guys have done it with a regular ankle sprain, is you just roll your ankle. You come down on your toes and roll your foot out. So if you do this, what do you do? When do you know, do I have to go to the hospital, or do I just kind of watch this? If you can't walk on it, it's usually a pretty good sign that you should go get it checked out to make sure there's no fracture. Sometimes you can get a little fracture in there, but if you within like half hour, a day or so even, can't really put weight through that ankle, you might want to go seek treatment, see if you can get an x-ray. If it's not getting better over the course of a week or so. So with an ankle sprain, it starts out with a big swollen ankle. You might get some bruising in there. Be a little tough to bear weight, but you can limp around. If within a week or so you're still having trouble putting weight on it, it's not getting better, the swelling's not going down, then you also might want to see a doctor to make sure there's nothing else going on in there, like a fracture. That old Rice or Price is usually the first thing that we do. So you want to control inflammation, get that swelling to go down. So that protection, so bracing, taping, strapping can help. Resting it, so not running around and jumping on it. Icing it, compressing it, and getting it elevated. So all those things, those first couple of days can help. Depending on the severity of it, it might be one day that you're doing this, or it might be a week that you're doing it. So those little low-grade ones, you might do this for a day. But a full tear, you might be a week of doing this price. Another thing that is kind of newer is you want to weight bear as soon as you can. So as soon as you feel comfortable, start putting weight on that foot. Start moving around slowly. That doesn't mean go out and run around and carry lugs out of the woods, but start putting weight on it as soon as you can. And then we go into what we call functional treatment. So the goal is to really start moving well as soon as possible. I think maybe 5 or even 10 years ago, we used to brace you and put in a brace for 6 weeks and say, here's some crutches, don't move around on it. We really don't want you to do that unless we absolutely have to. Sooner you get moving and get moving well with minimal pain, the better off your ankle is going to be. So protective taping or bracing, so that's those air casts that just protect the outsides of your ankle so it's hard to roll it, but allows this type of movement so you can walk normally, can be helpful. Starting with some range of motion, so doing some ankle circles, balance, so standing on one leg, you can start off just even holding something until you feel comfortable, and some basic strengthening. And then we go back to the functional stuff, going up and down stairs, squatting, lunging, all the things that you do in a normal day. What we don't want is this chronic ankle instability, where you tear it bad enough, you go back too early, you don't do exercises, and all of a sudden your ankle starts going. So those ligaments protect those joints. They keep them from going too far. And if you don't work on those balance and those strengthening exercises and buffer using those muscles to help protect your ankles, you could start to go out and those joints will start giving way. And that can be pretty painful and uncomfortable. And then you get this chronic ankle instability, which is what we don't want. I think that's a little different than people that have sprained their ankles multiple times and you're running down the road, you roll it and you keep going. You're loose, but you're not unstable. I think that's the difference. This we usually try to treat with PT, surgery if absolutely needed, but we try to avoid that. So just by doing the stuff I mentioned before, some gentle protection, early weight bearing, getting moving as quickly as you can, we can really try to avoid chronic instability. So prevention is pretty easy. It's just basic strengthening, balance, stretching exercises. Even standing on one leg, brushing your teeth can go a long way. You do that every single day. You're working on your balance. As we get older, we lose our balance. We want to work on that. How does that help? If you're jumping out of your truck and you slip a little bit, you have the stability to land on your foot the right way and not have the ankle roll over. Same thing with the other exercises. Just doing simple heel raises. Again, if you're jumping out of a truck and you land on your toes and come down, you actually have the strength to support yourself when you're doing that. With some of the functional strengthening, that's working on the rest of your body, so that can help support your ankle. So as usual, I have a ton of exercises on the website for you guys if anyone's interested. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy.
You're welcome.
You got anything else? Transition for me left. I'll stand here, one-footed. Do my stability exercises. Okay, let's see here. So announcements, Monday is a federal holiday and a day off for us, holiday. So no work unless required by projects. There's at least one project going on plus snow removal.
Thank you.
See you, Amy. Time needs to be, because of that holiday, it needs to be entered by 8 a.m. Tuesday, the 18th, to ensure paychecks be delivered by Friday on the 21st. So earlier the better. If you can do it for Friday afternoon, perfect. And don't forget your time. Today, right on your way home, right? Make sure you bring something home. And then still calling all runners here. We got a couple people who are interested, and anyone else who wants to participate in the relay team at Vermont City Marathon. Our bank, People's United Bank, sponsors it, and they gave us a free relay team pass. So we accepted the challenge, and there's 3 or 5 legs. There's 3.4, 5.7, 6.3, 5.4, and 5.4. And runners of all abilities are encouraged to sign up. It's really a pretty cool course. If you've ever been there or done that, you'll see it's a pretty active time down on the waterfront and pretty festive in a lot of ways. One of the things that I recall, I think they still have the drums. Do they have the drums? Anyone know? They had it. Those guys who do the big drums, and you go up the hill, Battery Hill, and you can feel the percussion from the drumming, which helps. And for projects this week, we are highlighting snow removal. Let me see if I can. Alberta, can you get the screen? For some reason, I'm looking at it in a different mode than I'm used to.
Okay.
Phone can't sit down a little much. It's not my computer, so I don't know how to make it to what.
Just better or no?
Maybe the Zoom.
We can view it in the browser. Yeah, try that. It should work. There we go. That's a lot better. Much better.
There we can.
Okay. So of course, we've had snow the last week or so. Pretty good amounts of snow, actually. And we've been up on multiple jobs. It's like on a roof or something?
That's between the garage and the.
Oh, he's a garage, okay. Nice, yep. Yeah, that looks like it would be hard to do by hand, I would say. Yeah, that would not be fun by hand, for sure. Yeah. That's the harder way of doing it. Actually, this is probably cleaner. I see tracks there, so just a little touch up, that's good. No sense in doing it the hard way if we can do it and make it easier and safer. And of course, we loaded out a lot of snow. A lot of snow. I don't know how many truckloads. Anyone got an idea how many truckloads we brought back here? Mm-hmm. Sure is. Now, good. Do we have a picture of the pond? We had a picture. Huh. I had a picture of the pond. Full of snow with the dozer pushing it. Well, didn't get posted. So that's what we got. The project archive photo is, that's a duck bank. Yeah, I think I'm guessing that's probably a Burlington Electric Department duck bank downtown somewhere.
It's the old barricades, so it's gonna be nice.
Yep, wooden barricades. Remember those days, Larry? They would. Be building all winter long, putting together barricades, painting. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm assuming that's BED. All right, we'll have a good, safe day out there. Remember to watch for slips and falls in the community section.
Sandwich.
Doug Mason. Brian Marshall. Jacob Foster. Matt McQueen. Kyle Minsky. Toby Moreau. Nelson. Patno. Nick Craig. Matthew Chipper. Adam Piper. Andrew Piper. Randy Piper. Ed Button. Joe Prout. Dennis Rural. Gregory Rapso. Corey Rooney. Wayne Rucker. All St. Two. Bill Sembry. Nathan Schaefer. Dylan Sumner. Daniel Sucher. Kevin Stedman. Jonathan Sterling. Brendan Singer. Larry DeBoer. Joey Sumner. Derek.
Anything you're gonna watch.
Nathan Weaver. Pat Rowe.
Are you been in that before?
Tully.
You've done
M to W.
Jason Landry.
Keep going.
I'm working on it, but like I said.
No.
Trying to remember who that is. Nope. I remember who it is, I just can't remember. Remember who that is? Yep.
Taking in class. I don't remember her name.
Bother me?
Yeah, I already done that. Yeah, 8 hours.
Oh, man, single awareness. Today.
Thank you, Alberta.
What do you need for?
Hey, Kenny. Right, I never got to work last night. Talked about how.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, we're at the end. Yeah, we got that tree there.
Yep, okay.
Like I said, I drove the excavator right up into it.
Yep, good. Have to cut down maple.
Get rid of them, cut them all.
We got all that.
Landing area, all clean.
Oh, good.
Yep, all piled, logs piled, junk on one side, sorted all the pine back out, and he pulled all back in where we're supposed to.
Thanks for going down
Get it all cleaned up there.
You know, Mark.
Yep. I dragged all the way around, freeze it down. I made where he pushed that tree there, I was with you.
Yep.
There's all the popple, I got to roll it up into there.
Yep.
I'm ready to go.
Yep, perfect, yeah.
There's a lot of popple right there. Do you want to take them all?
There's gonna be a nuisance at some point,
Yes, it's gonna be a big open area, because that's nothing but popple right there.
right? They'll come back,
Yes, they will.
but, you know, we
Yes.
could
Yes, they will.
kind of, we think of it, kind of keep them down, keep the stress.
So you want to take them all?
Yeah, I think it makes sense.
There's a bunch of pine right there too, all snarly pine.
Yeah. But open it up.
Okay, you got it. You got it.
Wildlife habitat anyhow.
Wildlife habitat anyhow, they like that under.
Oh, a deer did come through there recently. I looked.
Well, it must be after the browse, right?
Yeah, but there's pine. They don't eat the pine.
Oh, but then they're probably.
But they're curious.
Yeah.
They hear the saw running.
Oh, yes, they are.
No, it'd be a fresh air would be-
There was a hell of a track when we first got there, a big track. So, oh, at least he was to that. Yeah, that was a big deer, damn big deer. And he saw, you had one on his camera.
Yeah.
You sent a picture to Nick there. I haven't seen, I watch ahead when I'm going in there.
My camera's been off. Well, I gotta set them back out. I had to go reset them. So,
Yeah, yeah.
so I haven't had them up there in the last 2 or 3 weeks or so, but they're around, that's for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely is some deer out there. But that's a lot of woods there, ain't it?
Yeah.
It must go quite a way.
Yeah, especially if you go up on the ridge there
Right,
and
right.
south and it drops down all the way into Richmond.
That goes into Conant Farm.
No,
I don't.
no, if you're, let's see.
Oh, there's another road in between you.
Yeah, well, there's the one at East Hill Road, which is,
Yeah,
goes up and that drops down on the other side of French Hill
yeah.
and drops down there. And then if you took the left, you come down into the village of Richmond. So you'd be on the other side of the
The
river.
other- Yeah, the other side, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I forgot there was a road to the left there for you.
Right, that's
That's East Hill?
East Hill Road.
Oh, yeah.
You can get the interstate to Richmond exit, but it's just easy to go back
Yeah,
to Route 2.
yeah, Route 2, yeah.
But then when you get down to that point, you can go towards Huntington and go back to Richmond.
Yeah,
The Huntington
base
area-
corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Could be, yeah, you can go.
Can you hook me back up on that? If you would, please. Here you go, my truck. Okay. I'll be right back.
Light up. Turn the light on. It's above your head. Any luck? Make sure my keys don't be locked in
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully I don't have to wait an hour left instead of half. Hopefully I don't have to finish it on the ride down there and be done by the time we get there. Yeah, I'll point them. I don't know. Lovely.
left it unlocked.